Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Summarized AI. As part of this video, we are going to cover tool calling in LangChain. We are also going to see how context aware and in memory available in LangChain to get accurate and personalized responses. Think of LangChain as a super smart assistant and it can answer questions, do calculations, search the web, or perform tasks. We also have LLM models that are versatile enough to write content, translate languages, summarize, and answer questions without needing specialized training for each task. In addition to text generation, many models support tool calling, which is to call external tools like database queries or make API calls and use results in their responses. Now, apart from tool calling, we have structured output by LLMs where the model's response is constrained to follow a defined format like text, JSON, video. Now, after this, we have multimodality to process and return data other than text, such as images, audio, and video. Now, we have reasoning, models that perform multi step reasoning to arrive at a conclusion. We know LLMs are very smart, but it doesn't know everything by itself. They cannot take actions without help. Tools as a decorator allows the AI to do the same. For example, run Python functions, call APIs, access databases, fetch information, and automate the workflows. And apart from this, there are some other tasks also which LLM performs. This way, the AI becomes useful, not just conversational. Now, let's talk about tool calling. What is tool calling? Okay, so we have just discussed tool calling is nothing but we create a functions which make API calls run workflow on behalf of us. So, for example, two tool calls as a get weather. First, it will ask for the weather of San Francisco. Then subsequently, it will go for New York. Now, once it is having the responses from the tool execution of that function, it will return the weather for both the cities as San Francisco and New York. Now, before returning the response itself, it will process the results and generate the response in a human readable language through NLP. And here we will use our LLM so that it will generalize the response and it will return San Francisco weather is 72-degree Fahrenheit sunny today, and New York City is 60-degree Fahrenheit cloudy. So this is how this particular tool calling works. So here we have just given an example of the weather, but we can have any other API where we can look for the latest news or the stock price of the current stock at the current point of time. So this is how we can use tool calling. We're asking our LLM through LangChain, what is the current weather for San Francisco and New York City? Now, what LangChain will do, it will make we can have multiple tools. If we take an example, one more example, we have the computers. Okay, so suppose we have the computers or the laptops. We wish to know what are the laptops available very first. And then we wish to know which one is the cheapest. Great. Now, after that, if we apply the discount, how much will be the cost of this laptop? So here we called multiple tools. Now, when we will make the query, such as just let me know the cheapest laptop. So what it will do, it will go to the search product, it will search the product and give us the cheapest laptop. Now, if we ask, give me the cheapest laptop and apply 10% discount, then it will also call the second tool and it will perform that operation. So we can define multiple tools and based on the query, it will smartly pick those tools, return the response. Now let's talk about one of the similar scenario around tool and tool calling. Imagine user types, find me a laptop and apply 10% discount to the cheapest one. I know it looks simple, but our AI doesn't know prices, products, or discounts available on its own. It needs tools or functions in support. Now LLM will parse query and decide which tool to call. So we have provided the tool one as search products and tool two as apply discount. Now our LLM will decide which tool to call at what point of time. The AI, first it will call a tool to search products, and the function will return the list of available products, correct, with the prices. Now it's like sending the response to AI as a mini product database. Okay. Now the AI has real data it can work with. The next step is where the AI will pick the cheapest one and apply the discount. Now, after applying the discounts, this tool will match and return the discount prices. Once tools return results, the AI looks at all the outputs together and forms a final response. This is how this tooling works with LangChain. Now let's go ahead and start our implementation. Before we start our implementation, let's try to understand this scenario, what we are going to cover. So here we are going to create two tools. The very first tool will allow us to search the product, and we can get the product based on the price. It can be a laptop, it can be a phone. Now, once we have this product with us, then we can create one more tool which will apply the discount on that particular product. And at the end of the day, using LLM, we can create the required response. Great. So let's go ahead and create a file tool.py. And with this, we will require some of the libraries to be installed in our local. So the very first library we require here is the LangChain. We can go ahead and hit this particular command in our command prompt or the terminal of our IDE. I'm using a Visual Studio, so that's where you can see I am already having this particular package installed. That's where it is showing requirement already satisfied. You will not be seeing this message, but you might see at the end of the day this particular version got installed in your local. It may be a latest one. For me, it is 1.3.1 when I'm creating this video. Now, apart from this, we require one more library, which is OpenAI. So for that also, you can go ahead and execute this command pip install LangChain underscore OpenAI. So it will help you to get the LangChain OpenAI library in your local. So let's go ahead and import those libraries. And don't worry about the libraries which I'm going to import. I will be explaining each and every library in detail going forward. So let's import. So from LangChain.tools, import tool. From LangChain.agents, import create agent. From LangChain underscore OpenAI, import chat OpenAI. From LangChain dot messages, import human message. Great. Now we have the imports with us. Now we can go ahead and create our very first tool, which will allow us to search the product and get that particular product with the price. Great. So we can say tool at the rate tool. And we discussed earlier, the tool is nothing, but it is a function. Okay. So let's declare a function def search products. And here you can pass the keyword in the form of string. And then you can define the docstring here, and you can say search for product by keyword. Great. Now I am already having one data set with me. Let me copy and paste that here. So we have one products as a data set. There we have two categories, laptop and phone. And with both, we are having some products with the prices. Okay. Now let's go ahead and return one of the product which gets matched with the keyword. So we can say return product dot get. Okay, and we are already getting a keyword in the function parameter or as an argument. So you can say dot keyword dot lower, and then if nothing is found, you can say no product found. Great. Now this is one of the tool to search the product. Now we are going to create one more tool using which we can apply the discount. So we can say def apply underscore discount. Now here we can have two parameters. The very first one is price, which is going to be in float, and the second one is percent, which is also going to be a float. Great. Now you can also define a docstring. And by the way, this particular docstring will help LLM to identify which tool to get call. It will help LLM to get the context. So apply discount percent to price. Okay, great. Now let's write the formula. Discounted equal to price minus price into percent divided by 100. And then you can say return round off, okay, of the discounted comma 2. Great. Now looks like here we did any mistake. No, apply discount price stolen. Okay, this is fine. And then it should be this, and this. Great. So here we have discounted equals to price minus price into percent divided by 100. Yep, everything looks good here. So it is saying price is not okay. Oh, this is the mistake. Now we have the price with us. Now we can go ahead and define our LLM model here. LLM equals to chat OpenAI, what we have included earlier, and it will allow us to create a LLM, which we are going to consume. So LLM, for LLM, we are going to use one model, and model is going to be GPT hyphen 4.1, comma, API key. Now I'm already having an API key with me. And if you don't know how to generate this API key, you can go ahead and watch out my earlier video. It will help you to get the API keys. Great. Now we have the API key, and with the help of API key, we are able to create the LLM model here. Now we are going to invoke our agent. So we can say here agent dot invoke. Okay. And just create, this is a syntax what we are going to follow. So we can say messages here. Okay. And you just provide your human message here. You can say this, and then inside it, human message. And then inside this bracket, you can say content equals to, you can provide your query here, which is find me the cheapest laptop and apply 10% discount. Okay, great. It should be percent, not 105. Great. Now we are going to invoke our agent, and this particular agent will help us to get the response with the help of LLM what we have provided here. So we can say result equals to agent dot invoke, provide this, and then you can say here messages and provide the human message bracket and say content equals to, you can say find me the cheapest laptop and apply 10% discount. Okay, now Let's print the result first. Let's try to execute this piece of code. Now you see, we got this response. We got a very big JSON here, and within the JSON, we are having our response. So if you see here, it is saying AI message. We have content. It is saying the cheapest laptop. Let me increase the font. So it is saying where it went. Let me see quickly. Yep, this is the one. So it is saying the cheapest laptop is the Dell Inspiron, priced at $700 after apply the 10% discount. Okay, it is 630. So if you see here, we have this particular product with us of $700 and you apply the 10% discount. So it is 630. Okay, so let's go ahead and extract the content from the JSON. You can say quickly messages equals to result dot get messages. And if we did not get anything, then empty. Now let's define a variable AI message underscore content equals to none. Now let's write a for loop which will allow us to loop through the JSON and extract that particular content. You can say here for MSG in messages, and you can write a if condition if message dot underscore class dot underscore name equals to AI message. Okay, and it should also be having the content. Great. Now here you can say AI message content equal to message dot content, and you can break once you have your content with you. Now here you can write print AI message content finally. So I'm going to remove this particular print statement from here. Let me clear my terminal. Let's execute this piece of code. Now you can see we got our output and it is saying the cheapest laptop available is the Dell Inspiron, priced at 700. After applying a discount, it is 630. Now let me do one thing. Let me remove this 10% from here and see the output. Now this time, because we did not talk about apply the discount, so it is not going to apply the discount. It will just give us the laptop. So we got our output with the cheapest laptop. Great. Now, if you see one thing clearly, we have defined two tools, and using these two tools, our agent is providing the output. So let's do one thing. Suppose if I remove this particular tool from here and re-execute this piece of code, now what it will do, it will not look into these tools. Now it will be looking over the internet. It will search its document or the information which it got trained on. So if you see here, it gave us some reply, which is a very long reply. It is saying, I can help you to find you the cheapest laptop. I had need a little more information, country, region, new or used, basic requirements. Then it is giving this, and this information. These are the laptops, India, okay, UK. So you have to provide more information. But earlier, because we had provided the tools, based on the tool, it was able to provide us the exact information from our database.